party, gon' put your hands up. If you wanna get it started, gon' put your hands up. All my ladies in the front, all my thugs in the club. If you looking for some love, gon' put your hands up. Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. If you can't hear the party, gon' put your hands up. All my ladies in the front, all my thugs in the club. If you looking for some love, gon' put your hands up.
Good evening and welcome to the Stephen Knight Show here on Indie 104 iRadio LA. As always, thank you for joining us tonight. We're live with the latest in sports, fashion, music, and of course, movie reviews. Now later we welcome two-time Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter Timothy Bloom, who's out with new music. Can't wait till you hear it. And then in Hot Topics we discuss the recent murders in Tulsa and Charlotte. Plus, the game reveals on the talk show host Wendy Williams the 3 Kardashian sisters that he slept with, that he bragged about in that song Sauce, so we'll talk about that. All that and much more. I want to remind you, we're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, and, of course, our official website, thestephenknightshow.com. You can also go on our Facebook page and join our VIP members mailing list. You want to find out the exclusive behind-the-scenes and things we have coming down the pipeline. Now, excited to announce, I've told you all before, we are nominated for the 2016 the hottest online radio show, which we won back in 2012, and we think it's time to win it again, but we need your help at home. So please go to atlshottest.com and vote for us for hottest online radio, and then Stephen Knight, myself, I'm nominated for hottest future superstar. So we definitely appreciate your votes, and, just thank you. Make sure you're telling people we're out here. We're not here doing this for you all, so we appreciate your support. Now listen, when we come back, Adam and CK are going to tell us what's going on in the world of movie reviews. Right back after this.
Had me blown away. Every time I saw you, you would be the best I waiting. I would be procrastinating, silly me. I straight up let you walk away. Cause I was like, maybe she was going home to a boyfriend. Maybe I wasn't the type that she wanted. Maybe I could have had her, but I was tripping. Didn't make that decision, no. And all I got is maybe she would have been, maybe she could have been. If I had said, baby, what's your name? Now all I got is maybe I'm crazy to let you go. Maybe I never thought I would see you no more. I had the chance and it passed. All I got is maybe. Said I was touching with you. How could I let you be without me? Cool that I wanna be the one you run to. Oh, baby, if you got away, I'd see you another day. And now I don't, and I wish I would've acted then. And I was like, maybe she was going home to a boyfriend. Maybe I wasn't the type that she wanted. Maybe I could have had her, but I was tripping. Didn't make that decision, no. And all I got is...
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. CK Adam, what's going on?
Hey, brother. How's it going? What's going on?
How was your weekend?
Pretty good. My weekend was pretty good as well.
That's good. So what's going on?
I actually had the kickoff on Friday. I was with our homegirl, Faith Evans, and the ladies of Bad Boy Total, and was with Little Mo. It was a really good time. Good brunch. Of course, I had to plug her and let her know that she, had a spot to come back on the show. She was really excited. So when that King and I project drops, she promised to come back.
Oh, I can't wait. Tell them about the King and I project, just a brief synopsis.
The King and I project is something Faith has been working on for a while. She was actually inspired by Natalie Cole and the Nat King Cole project, where she sang with her father. Unforgettable is the name of it. Yeah. And she said that idea gave her the inspiration to actually do music with Big, because technically, as big as they are in hip-hop history, they've never actually performed together. They've never actually created a song where it was solely just them two together.
Oh, yeah.
That was something that she wanted to do, so here's the King and I.
Can't wait to hear it.
Right.
Okay. So what's going on? Well, Adam, how was your weekend? Did you do anything exciting?
No, not too much. I just kind of took it easy, kind of relaxed for the weekend. I'm up in here in D.C. for a little while, so just kind of enjoyed a little bit of the good weather before it gets too cold up here.
I hear that. So you mean to tell me you travel in Europe for months, and then you come back and you're in D.C.? You got the life, man. I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
Well, it's a tough life, but someone has to live it.
I hear that. But what's going on in the world of movie reviews?
Well, I'll kick us off. I saw Snowden, which has been out for a little while now, but it is the latest Oliver Stone movie, which, he's done a lot of great movies, JFK, Any Given Sunday, Platoon, and he decided to tackle this movie about Edward Snowden, which, if you're not aware, he is the big whistleblower from a few years ago that revealed all the government spying agencies. And the big thing about this reveal is that we learned that the government's spying on its own citizens, its allies in the government, other countries. So probably the biggest whistleblower of our generation. And Oliver Stone kind of tackles this on starting how Edward Snowden, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, starts his career in the military and kind of gets into the intelligence world, working for CIA and then NSA, and then doing contracts for the CIA again. And it's a really good movie. It tells you kind of the story of how him, who doesn't really question the government's motives on the war of terrorism, kind of learns more because he's now on the inside and he's working on the programs that are monitoring its citizens and foreign governments that are our allies. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt did a great job, and you get a little bit of good sense of where he's coming from, and the movie is great all around. I highly recommend it. The real premise, besides following Snowden, is kind of opening up the dialogue of, what to do with this information that we now have and how we can fix it so the government will cut back on these spying programs. Now, that'll probably never happen, but it's good to be aware that what's going on, because you also learn, which is, we learned in real life, that a lot of top agencies like Google, Apple, Verizon, AT&T shares our information with the government. So there's really no hidden privacy anymore. So I liked it. It was a little, it wavered a little bit on, because it interlaps his life and his time with his girlfriend, who is important in the movie, but they kind of linger on those scenes a little longer when you kind of want to get back into more of the intelligence gathering information. But great job all around, and definitely worth checking out.
Awesome.
I don't remember exactly what celebrity said it, but it was a very powerful quote, and they said that movie has them in fear of the future.
Oh, yeah. And it's Oliver Stone had to actually film in Germany. He couldn't get any, he had to do a lot of funding himself. He couldn't get any funding from U.S. companies because of their fear of producing such a project that, it's a big deal. And it's, it's kind of easier to do profiles on people who are dead, like JFK, when you have to do someone that's alive, and he lives in exile, Edward Snowden, right now in Russia. It's kind of a bigger deal.
Wow. Amazing. I have to check that out. It was on my list, but thank you for the good review. Now I'm going to...
Yeah, it'll get you thinking. So that's what I think a good movie does.
Well, I saw they were saying even with your laptops, you have your camera in the front. They said that you should cover those up because you can be spied. People be looking at you. They're the government.
And your phone too.
And your
telephone too.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. What about you?
Well,
TK?
I actually I saw the Blair Witch. Well, actually, it's not the Blair Witch. It's Blair Witch. Tag The Fear Is Back. I'm not sure if everyone remembers the original The Blair Witch Project, which started out as an independent movie. And it's the first movie of that caliber where they bring in the handheld camera, and it has that type of approach. That was the original movie. It started out as a little indie project film that created a buzz to the point where it became a major release. So it went from little indie house to theaters basically around the world. And it created such a buzz because of the marketing. The marketing behind that original movie was so brilliant. They marketed it as it was a real true story, along with, that live action handheld camera and that whole the whole temperature of, it's real. That's what made the movie so great. And that movie went on to break records. It became, high on the radar of many, many film companies, so it grew. So they were able to do a second movie after that. I don't remember what the title was, but it was The Blair Witch, and then it had a tagline to it as well. That movie was trash. And it wasn't live action. It was actually a motion picture, a regular motion picture. So now we are at Blair Witch, The Fear Returns, where they revisit the handheld again. I think that the movie probably could have worked if it wasn't filmed in the handheld style. I think that if they would have done a movie, just basically flat out movie, because we all know that it's not real now. They can't use that. And I think it loses its bite because now that we know the truth, the handheld and the realistic look of it all, it doesn't work. It just didn't work for this film. Other films where they use that, I think like The Ring, there's an aspect where they use that. Ouija, there's an aspect where they use that, and there's other movies where they use that and it works. But because of the brilliant marketing from the original movie where they said that it's real, to now we're here and it's not real and they're doing the handheld, that's in the back of your mind and it just doesn't click. It doesn't work. They probably should have done a regular motion picture and just continued the story that way. It probably would have had more bite. I didn't even find it entertaining. I was looking for why when I was watching it. I mean, and don't get me wrong, there are some moments, that has you on suspense because, you're wondering when you're going to jump, when the fear is going to happen. But in the total project, it loses because now that you know that the root is false, the end is going to be false as well. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, I think especially...
Go ahead, Adam.
With the original one coming out in 1999, it was early internet age, and you can't dispel the rumors. Nowadays, if someone tries to do something, it's usually easy to find out that it's fake. But in those days, you weren't sure.
They built a whole history around that first movie. They even, had a backstory. They created documents and files. They really, really invested in the marketing of that movie, which made it so brilliant. But now, no. And I feel bad because, they started following me on Twitter. Hey, Blair Witch, I appreciate it, but you have to do better.
Wow. All right. Well, what's coming down the pipeline?
I can't see anything past The Magnificent Seven. I am so amped to see this movie. They're really, really giving Denzel a hard way to go because, in the original it's Yul Brynner. Yul Brynner is like the actor. Here we have Denzel Washington stepping into those boots, which I think that he will do very well because, one, he's Denzel Washington, and it's such a great role and such a iconic movie, and the movie already has, a following. It already has its place in history. I think it's going to automatically do well just for that. And then you have Denzel in that role. But I think that the people that they have casted in this movie will deliver. They'll deliver the goods. I think it's going to be really, really good.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see because as you just saw a remake, or a sense a remake, we're having another remake coming out, and so hopefully it lives up to being better than the last one you just saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And besides that, there's not too much else in September. There's Masterminds. Looks like a little kind of a heist comedy. It has Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis and Zach Galifianakis and a few others. And then, of course, beginning of October is Birth of a Nation, which I've been seeing a lot more trailers lately for it. So they're definitely picking up the marketing for it.
So, Birth of a Nation was actually there was a small release of that already in the indie world, in the film festival world.
Mm-hmm. And
please,
you said
people,
saw it, right?
Yes, if you can, go check this movie out, please. Nate Parker is a genius. Please go see it. That's all I can say.
Well, perfect. October 7th, everyone. So keep your calendars marked.
All right. Well, guys, as always, we thank you for keeping us abreast of what's going on in the world of movies, and definitely have a great week. And when we come back, everyone's going to tell us what's going on in sports. We'll be right back after this. All right, so Nair's not calling in tonight. We're going to do Hot Topics tomorrow, which makes me happy. So I'm going to do I'm going to do just the intro for Spotlight real quick, and then we can go off, okay?
Okay.
All right. Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Well, now it's time to go into our Artist Spotlight. Each week we select the hot artists to be featured on our homepage as well as our Artist Spotlight section on our website, thestephenknightshow.com. Now, if you're interested in being considered, please email us at submissions@thestephenknightshow.com and include your bio, promotional photos, social media sites, and a radio-friendly MP3. Now, we definitely look forward to hearing your work. Now, tonight in our Spotlight, we welcome the talented Mikey Shine. This is his new single called I Really Want. Take a listen, and let us know what you think. I'll be back after this. All right,
She likes to read books on philosophy. She only eats at small cafes. She questions every single part of me. She makes me better every day. It's not the way she styles her hair or the designer clothes she wears. Her silhouette's one of a kind, but most of all, she's got a beautiful mind. She's got a beautiful mind. She's got a beautiful mind. So many girls I see are wild and lovable, but I'm looking for my queen, my Claire Huxtable. The black American dream, it sounds so wonderful. The only thing I need's my Claire Huxtable, my Claire.
welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Hey, Ron, what's going on, man?
Man, Stephen, I sucked this past weekend, man, with my picks.
Yeah.
My picks were just all messed up, man. Like, who would have thought that Arizona would have gotten smashed by Buffalo? Like,
you can't predict that one, huh?
Yeah, like I didn't see that coming. Panthers got smashed by the Vikings. I kind of saw that a little bit, but the Cardinals lost. That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was really crazy. But yeah,
what was the biggest surprise for you?
The biggest surprise was definitely Pittsburgh getting just trashed by Philly. Like, I thought Pittsburgh was going to win. That That was my pick.
Yeah.
And I thought it would have been a close game. I thought it would have been a low-scoring game. And it actually was a low-scoring game, but just for the team that I wanted to win. So Pittsburgh, 3 points. Philly, 34 points.
Okay.
So that's a 31-point blowout shutout. It's not even close. Pittsburgh didn't even score a touchdown. It was bad. It was bad. So better luck for me next week. I'm hoping that the Saints win tonight, but knowing my luck this past weekend with picks, more than likely the Saints are probably going to win the game tonight. So, yeah.
Well, people wanted your opinion. Well, go ahead. You say what you have to say, and then I'll see if you have an answer to the story. Go ahead. You gotta get started.
No, please go ahead.
Well, people want to know what your thoughts were on Shane. Is it Vereen about him quitting the rest of the season?
He didn't quit. He's hurt.
He's hurt. Oh,
it's an injury. Yeah, he is injured.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I was reading that and I'm
you
like,
see that? Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Between what y'all had said and then with Odell Beckham Jr. and the whole temper tantrum situation.
Oh yeah.
It's been yeah. So I was thinking, okay, people quitting. Are the Giants just imploding right now? Like, what's going on? It was just one loss, and it was a close scoring game. It wasn't like they got blown out. It was one loss. So, but no, he did not quit the team. He's hurt.
He's hurt. Okay. Thanks for clearing that up for us.
You are very welcome.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to verify that because I actually read it where it said he was hurt, but I just want to you want to
make sure, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It says running back Shane Vereen, let's see, needs tricep surgery that could end the season.
Oh, okay.
He's going to hunt. Yeah, so he's hurt. He's hurt.
Yeah.
He's not quit.
He's hurt. He did not quit.
That's how rumors come about. Next thing you know, Twitter gonna be saying, I heard it on a Stephen Knight show. It must be true. Like, no, y'all, that's not the case. He did not quit. Now, so let's talk about Mr. Beckham.
Oh, okay.
Did you see the game?
I didn't watch the whole game. I saw the footage of him.
Okay.
When he punched the was it
the net where
the net and it hit him back.
That's where the kicker practices kicking. Yeah. And that net punches back.
The punch back, clap back on him.
That mother. What's there? He's like, nah, you ain't gonna just hit me.
Right.
Nah. So that net got him good.
It did. It was funny. I have to admit.
And then my man was crying, and I can appreciate someone that is passionate about the game. I admire that. That's actually a good thing. Where I'm kind of scratching my head over is the fact that he's doing all this and they were just down by 2 points and it was over 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, dude, you pretty much have a quarter left to play and you're only down by 2 points.
Right.
And with all with all due respect to my Redskins fans, you're playing the Redskins, so you can come back in the game. It's not over. It's not like y'all playing the Patriots and they can plug in and put like a damn broom, a mop, a desk in at any position and still win the game.
Right.
You're playing you're playing the Redskins, and you can come back. So anyway, it it was just weird. It was just kind of weird to me. Like, he just kind of flipped out, and it made him look childish and pampered, and it was not a good look. It was not a good look. So
Right.
yeah. But he's still a really good player. I just hope.
Oh yeah.
I just need him to just kind of channel in some of that emotion a little bit. Just channel it in. Just take a moment. Take a deep breath. Deep breath. That's all.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
That's all. See what else just going on. Dallas is playing really, really well. The Cowboys, they're not my team, but I like this team this year. I like Dallas. I am rooting for Dallas, y'all. And it's kind of weird. Again, I am not a Cowboys fan per se, but
Right.
I like this team.
You respect them, yeah.
About this team, I like this team. I really do. I am rooting for them. So, speaking of Cowboys, also, have you heard about the Greg Hardy situation?
You know what's going on there?
Do you know who Greg Hardy is? Are you
I do
familiar
not.
with Greg Hardy?
Uh-uh.
All right, Greg Hardy, he was with the Carolina Panthers a couple of years ago. He was the football player that got into the hot water with when his ex-girlfriend said that he beat her and threw her.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
All
right. Well, he is not with the Cowboys anymore, and he's in some hot water now. He got arrested over the weekend on drug charges.
I saw that. I did see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's still in jail. He's still in jail. And so I'm like, Greg, brother, come on, man. I am rooting for you. I root for people. I'm not that guy that's going to just down people. People make mistakes. Life is hard just because you think people have money that...
It doesn't change it. Right.
Yeah, this man, I'm rooting for him. Come on, Greg. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And I need Greg's people. Whoever is close to Greg, who's in his ear, help him, man. Help him.
Exactly.
Talk to him.
Yeah.
Talk to him. Non-alcoholic drink.
Mm-hmm.
The Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
My dude. He's he's no longer with us, man.
87? Was it 87?
87 years young.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the first golfer that I ever heard of. It was Arnold Palmer. Before Tiger Woods.
Yep.
Arnold Palmer. And then also, I think Jack Nicholson, I believe, is also an older golfer that I heard. But it was definitely Arnold Palmer. That was the first golfer that I remembered.
Yeah.
So, he passed away. He was actually waiting to have surgery.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And he didn't get a chance to actually have the surgery. So rest in peace. He pretty much changed golf. From what I read up on, he's the guy that kind of changed golf from the boring kind of stuffy game to kind of what it is today.
Right, more competitive, more
trendy. Yeah,
exactly.
It's kind of more. It has some entertainment aspect to it more, and it's become more accessible to people. So, yeah. And then also the baseball player for the Marlins that had passed away. That was also sad. I don't know if you heard about that.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was really horrible. I want to make sure that I'm saying my man's name right. His name is Jose Fernandez. Okay. So he was a great pitcher for the Marlins. I mean, just outstanding. 24 years old. 24.
Wow.
24, 25.
Who died in a boating accident or something like that?
Boating accident, yes.
Yeah.
Boating accident. I mean, just young.
Right.
Young. And he had his whole life ahead of him. So yeah, He's no longer, yes, he was 24 years old, 24 when he passed away. So rest in peace, man. And the Marlins are actually going to retire his number.
Oh, that's good. That's real good.
So,
yeah.
Yes. So nobody else will ever wear the number 16 for the Miami Marlins ever again. So
Okay.
I think that was very, very fitting. Very, very fitting. That's pretty much it, man. In the world of sports.
You have your predictions for us?
Oh yeah, for upcoming. Hold on, let me see what's going on next week. All right. Yeah, that's week 4. All right.
Week 4.
Let's see. Week 4.
And I want to remind our listeners that you can go on our Instagram page, and that we post what Aaron's predictions are. So definitely,
yes,
go on there.
yes,
See what you think.
do that. Yes, check it out. Check it out. The teams that I say are the teams that I have winning. Here we go.
Okay.
Dolphins, Colts, Patriots, Titans, Bears, Falcons, Jets, Redskins, Ravens, Broncos, Cardinals, Saints, Cowboys, and Pittsburgh, and the Vikings.
All right. Well, definitely, listeners, go on our Instagram page and let us know if you agree with Aaron's picks. Tweet him, Aaron Cosby, and let us know on Instagram what your thoughts are. Aaron, real quick before we go,
Yes, sir.
I know this is not sports related, but are you watching the debate tonight?
Oh yeah, I mean this is big, yes sir. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good.
From beginning to end, this is going to be
Sister Mickey.
a mess.
I can't wait.
And
I got my wine. I got my popcorn.
It's an event, right?
It's an event. It's an event. Yeah.
It's an event, and I feel bad for the Saints and the Falcons because that game's coming on tonight. But
yeah.
But no one's gonna really. Sorry, Falcons Saints, but nobody's really gonna watch that game.
Right.
So. Which might be good for the Falcons and Saints because it might be a bad game anyway. So that might be good.
Right.
But yeah, I will definitely be watching this debate tonight.
All right, everyone. Well, listen, as always, thank you so much, and we will be checking next week to see if your picks are right. And have a great week, okay?
Same to you, man.
All right, when we come back.
Yo, this is Timothy Bloom, and you're listening to the Stephen Knight Show.
Right back after this. Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Ms. Ferguson, how's it going?
Hi, Stephen. What's going on?
Not much. Happy Monday. How was your weekend?
Happy Monday. I can't complain. I cannot complain. There's a lot of great sales out there, so that makes me happy, of course.
Of course. Well, go ahead and take it away. Take it away.
Okay. Well, I'll start off with Express. For 3 days only, you can shop at Express and get $100 off of your $250 purchase. Plus, you can take an additional 30% off of all clearance items for up to 75% off. I'm sorry, for up to 70% off. You can shop 9 West now through midnight and get 30% off of new arrivals. Plus, you can shop 9 West and get 30% off of new arrivals. You can also shop Banana Republic and get 30% off of all regular price pants and tops. Target is having a home sale. You can get up to 40% off of their bedding, but you have to hurry with Target sale because that sale ends tonight at midnight. If you're shopping online, you need to use code FALLHOME at checkout. Neiman Marcus Last Call is having a friends and family event, and you can get an extra 40% off of everything if you're using your Neiman Marcus card, or you can get an extra 30% off of everything with any other form of payment. So, of course, it's cash, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, all of those good little things. ASOS is having a sale, and you can get 25% off of select items. They're calling it their layering sale, and ASOS does all kinds of stuff because they have all kinds of items. They're calling it their layering sale, so I guess it's just things like sweatshirts and coats and, tees, anything that you can layer. The Limited is having a sale now through the 27th. You can get 50% off of full-priced items, plus you can get an extra 50% off of sale items, plus you can buy one, get one free on all regular price pants. Carter's, which is my kids' store. I love that store for Dylan. You can shop at Carter's now through the 3rd of October and get 50% off of all holiday items. Plus, you can get 25% off of your entire purchase. Plus, you can get 70% off of sleep and play items. And last but not least, today is the last day to get 40% off of your purchase. At Gap. I'm sorry, I have to update that on the site. But the place is Gap. You can get 40% off of your purchase at Gap. And this is an online only sale, so you have to use code HAPPY at checkout. And that's all I have for you guys this evening.
They will be happy that they're 40% off.
Of course.
And they can find all this at budgetshopaholics.com, correct?
They surely can.
Well, listen, thank you as always. Have a great week, and we'll talk next Monday, okay?
Okay, thanks. I'll talk to you Monday.
All right, thank you. When we come back, Artist Spotlight.
Okay, hey, this is Darius McCary. You're listening to the Stephen Knight Show. Don't touch that dial.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Well, now it's time to go into our Artist Spotlight. Each week we select a hot artist to be featured on our homepage as well as our Artist Spotlight section on our website, thestephennightshow.com. Now, if you're interested in being considered, please email us at submissions@thestephennightshow.com and include your bio, promotional photos, social media sites, and a radio-friendly MP3. Now, we definitely look forward to hearing your work. Now, tonight in our spotlight, we welcome the talented Mikey Shine. This is his new single called I Really Want. Take a listen and let us know what you think. All right, I got
I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down. If I look through your imperfections, would you do the same for me? Yeah. She just wants a man that makes her dreams come true. It's my job to make her believe. I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down. I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down. I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down. I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down. Girl, are you mine? At any time, you're on my mind. You're about to shine. They can't take that shine away. Nah, 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 nah. We can go anywhere, but would that mean you're truly here? Or is it just time I find my way? I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down. I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down. I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down. I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down. All night laying up in the bed, we waking up on the counter, kicking up. Check the feet, we catered up. I really want love, baby. L'Oreal can't make this up. So every time we hug, it takes a miracle to break us up. I really want love, and I want it all from you. Even when we're freaking, girl, every second's true. When I see your face, I can't let things be, because you are the one that come and set me free. I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down. I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down. I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down. I really want love, I want it right now. Your heart is a drug, I don't want to come down.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you to follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and our official website, thestephenknightshow.com. Now, yeah, what's going on, man?
Hey, how are you? I'm doing well. Happy Monday.
That's great. Happy Monday. You have a good weekend?
Yes, sir. Always and forever. It was a good weekend for me. Very, very productive. And I got some rest, too, so lots of sunshine and lots of smiles.
Can't beat that. Well, Miss Parker's out tonight. She's in Barbados. So enjoy, Miss Parker. We'll see you next week. Chike, thank you for staying on with us for Hot Topics. How's it going?
Absolutely. I'm still good, brother.
Good. All right, well, let's get into these hot topics. So, as you know, we had last week there were two black men that were killed by police officers, one in Charlotte, North Carolina. His name was Keith Lamont Scott. There's a lot of controversy. The police officers thought that he was sitting in the car with a gun, and then his family says that he was a disabled man who was sitting in the car reading a book, waiting for his child to come out of school. And he was killed by a black cop, by the way. There's a lot of controversy out there. As you know, Charlotte has been up in arms, protesting. They had some people that were rioting, but that happened in Charlotte. But then in Tulsa, they had another video, this is a dashboard camera, and also a camera from the helicopter of Terrence Crutcher. He was first tased and then shot by Betty Shelby, who was then charged for manslaughter. And, of course, you know, it's more peaceful there in Tulsa at this point. But people want to know, why does this keep happening? What are your thoughts on these two men?
People want to know what?
Why does this keep happening?
Oh.
For African-Americans.
Chike, you want to start?
Yeah, by police officers.
To be totally honest, and I'm being all the way 100, I really don't have the words. I really don't have any words to offer. It's a travesty. Travesty is an understatement. I don't know what to say anymore. It's despicable. It's horrible.
Mm-hmm. It's a big problem. I agree 110% with Chike. It's a big problem. And yes, that woman is getting charged with manslaughter. Rightfully so. 4 years is the minimum that she can serve. She needs to get more than that, because if you're going to make an example, it needs to be a real example, that you can't just take innocent people's lives. The guy who did the same thing last year in Tulsa, I think he took the life of Eric, a gentleman named Eric, or it was, forget his name. It's sad to say I forget his name, you know, because there's so many hashtags out there.
So many,
you know, but it was another situation like that. That officer actually only did get the minimum 4 years. I think that wasn't enough to stop her from doing what she did. Let's go for the maximum. Let's really make an example. She changed her life, her family's life, as well as that family's lives forever. And it was just totally unreasonable. Just like they said in that report, her emotions got so involved to the point to where she overreacted. I think that's what happened. I think it's very clear. Something is broken. When something is broken in America, that means it needs big resolution. It needs the right people behind it. Donald Trump, who we don't really care much about his dialogue, but he even said, I was deeply disturbed by that. You know, So that goes to show. That goes to show that everyone knows the cat's out the bag. And I'm almost like Chike. I don't know why this keeps. Well, we know why. I'm more concerned with. I don't know how. You know, how to stop. I don't know how to stop this from happening.
It's to the point now. Like, you know, I'm speechless. We're beyond words. There's definitely action that needs to be done. We just don't know what. Right. You can talk until you're blue in the face. It doesn't stop the situation. It doesn't stop this from reoccurring.
Yeah.
Well, you know, for me, the fact that, especially the situation in Tulsa, where the one officer, you know, they felt like he was out of control. He wasn't listening to what they were saying. Even though we saw a video of him with his hands up. But even in a moment where you felt like, you know, maybe something's about to go down, he tased him. And once he got tased, you can see it on the video, he started to drop to the ground. And so for this woman, whatever her name is, Officer Shelby, to shoot him,
Mm-hmm.
She was scared.
Mm-hmm.
What are you scared of? And then, what else? I was going to say, make another point. I forgot. Oh, when the helicopters were, circling over the scene as it was going down, from however high in the air, one guy said she was like a, what was the word he used?
Big bad man.
A big bad man.
Mm-hmm.
How can you tell from that far off what he looks like? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's disheartening. And I'm so glad, because in a lot of these cases, you have family members go out there and maybe they can't always articulate, to the masses, their experience. But the fact that his twin sister, she's extremely educated, she speaks very well, and she can go on any of these news networks and speak to these people, and it just, I don't know, it just goes to show people, black men and people from all different walks of life are being treated like animals, and it's sad to watch. It's sad to watch.
I have a question. Whatever happened to rubber bullets?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I think those. Yeah, you're right.
You can shoot people all day long. They're going to bounce. They're going to hurt, but they're going to bounce.
They're using them on supposed terrorists. Right. They're getting the rubber bullets.
Oh, yeah.
They're using them all up on the people who have killed people right there in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the rubber bullets are going, because that gentleman clearly was not. She escalated that by going after a man who was walking away.
Yep.
One of our constitutional rights is a day in court. We deserve a day in court. If you're constantly shooting us and killing us, we're not making it to have a day in court. So basically, you're robbing us of our rights, not to mention our lives.
You're right. And then the first part, to have a day in court, you got to commit a crime.
Right.
Mind you, his car was broken down. He was no crime. There was no reason he didn't even have his hands up.
Mm-hmm.
There was no reason.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Why would you pull out a gun for
the man probably said, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's crazy. But you're right. Yeah. No, man. That's crazy.
Mm-mm. Well, it's interesting. I've been watching the protests. I watched the protests all last weekend. I mean, you see people from all backgrounds, black, white, yellow, whatever. They're all out there protesting together. And it got a little rowdy in Charlotte beginning of the week, but it's been peaceful since, as well as Tulsa. And people are marching all over the country because it's just, I mean, this is happening again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Happening again. Yeah. And it's scary. Cheryl Underwood, I don't know if you all saw the clip from her on the talk last week. She made an emotional plea until the white people, and she said it, and joined her panel. And the audience.
Who was that?
Cheryl Underwood. Until you stand with us against this, it's not going to change. Until you stand with us, it's not going to change. And I think that's, anyway. All right, so that's the story. We're definitely, I encourage people to try to be as peaceful as possible, though. But definitely praying for our country.
Yes.
All right, so the big news last week outside of this was the fact that A-list stars Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are calling it quits. Angelina reportedly split after 12 years of coupledom because of the treatment of her 6 children, as well as alleged substance abuse and anger. Now, according to TMZ, sources connected to Brad tell them that Angelina is dreaming if she thinks that she can take the kids away. She just wants sole custody. She doesn't want Brad to be able to have visitation, but Brad said that's not going to happen. He thinks she's a great mother, but absolutely not going to happen. There are also rumors that he may have had an affair with his co-star on his upcoming movie. It's released the day before Thanksgiving, but that co-star said no, absolutely not. She's pregnant by the man that she's been with for like 12 years, whatever, how long they've been together. If you care, what are your thoughts on Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt getting divorced?
The world obviously cares, and just to prove that the world cares, the New York Post found it sane and ideal to post a picture, the whole front page. There were no words of Jennifer Aniston's face in elation with the years and the dates for the marriage, so the beginning to the end of the marriage, as if it was like the life and death, with the elated face that she was so happy that this marriage ended. That was very petty and childish, New York Post. Very petty and childish.
It was.
Well,
is it that serious, though? Is it?
Right. So what I think about this breakup is hashtag Terrence Crutcher had his hands up, and he didn't commit a crime.
Right.
So those are my thoughts on
I agree.
Jolie and Brad Pitt breakup.
I agree. And I'm a CNN lover. I can watch CNN all day. They show the same stories back to back. Every once in a while, breaking news, but I can watch it all day. So disturbed on last Monday or Tuesday, when this was the story. Angelina, Brangelina breaking up as opposed to two black men who have been murdered over the weekend. You know what I mean? So, I wish them well. But I really don't,
Yeah, this is the time where they need to be highlighting anybody who's in love. So what? Somebody broke up. We know that happens. And right now, I think they need to highlight all the couples who have been together for 20 years or more. They just need to somebody needs to just do some publications and some calendars and all types of things on just anybody who's in love anywhere. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And just to indulge for a minute, just saying, did you really think they were going to be together forever? My mom used to have a saying. She used to have a saying, how you get them is how you lose them.
Yeah.
Well, do you think Beyonce and Jay-Z going to be together forever? I personally don't, but do you?
I thought Brad and Angelina, I didn't think much about them, on a day-to-day basis, but I was kind of shocked when they announced they're getting divorced, because they just seemed like, I do believe that you can be with someone and be someone else, and that's really your match. You know what I mean? I think it's how you go about doing it, but I think that can happen. And they've been together 12 years. You know what I mean? They got married 2 years ago. So, I was kind of shocked. They had 1 million kids with 6 kids, and, they seem to be a happy couple, but you just never know what's going on in people's lives.
I'm starting. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
They said she had started working a lot with people in London and dignitaries and things like that, and kind of her life had kind of changed. And he was always a drinker, and he loved to smoke his weed or whatever. And so, he's Hollywood. He loves that life. And she started more like, let me make my life more political. And so it started drifting apart. That kind of was what happened. Who was that? Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. They said really? She would become more political, and he was all about Hollywood.
She's always been that person, though. Even like in her younger years, before the children, she was always traveling the world and peace to everyone and trying to save people. That was her. It's always been her.
Yeah.
But hey, I think that it's part of this is probably the whole marriage thing. Because if you think about it, people in that life, in showbiz, when they get married, it's kind of like a ticking time bomb at that point.
Yeah.
And you look at Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, they never got married, and they're still together, and both of them are ancient at this point.
Yeah, that's 30 some years. You're right.
But you guys didn't answer my question. Do you think Jay-Z and Beyonce are going to be together forever?
I do. You never know. I don't think they're going to be anytime soon. Like, they got enough.
And then honestly, go a little further. What is really together? What is really together?
I think if they release a joint album themselves, then they might break up. I don't know.
It's crazy.
Well, in sad news, rapper Shawty Lowe, a real name Carlos Walker, was killed in a hit-and-run car accident last Wednesday morning. The Georgia rapper was 40 years old. He survived by his 11 children. He was a founding member of D4L and most recognized for his popular They Know single released in 2007. And, of course, our thoughts and prayers are with his family and friends. What are your thoughts on this passing?
Yeah,
It's sad. It really is sad. You hate to see anyone, especially by accident or something, not natural causes, lose their life. You know, I definitely applaud his efforts and his artistic contributions to the world of hip-hop. Definitely will be missed. It did warm my heart to see the outpour of love for the loss of Shorty Love.
Absolutely.
Yeah, actually, that's the same thing for me. I thought that was very, very special, especially at a time like this. And, you know, you have people saying some negative things about, you know, a lot of people talking about Shorty Low, and we got 2 people that was killed in his other. I'm thinking everybody's life is just as valuable. You know, it doesn't matter. Exactly. Nobody outshines somebody in death. You know, that's crazy for people to even be. I saw some of that out there, and that just kind of, you know, makes you start to look at things differently. But it's very, very untimely. Well, it seems untimely, obviously. But you know, he I guess he did what he was supposed to do here, and it's time. God took him on out of here. But I hate to make this all religious, but yeah, you know. So and I just want people to be more aware while they're on the road. I don't know who caused it or who got into the accident, but you know, it's just people being more aware when they're on the road and they're driving, not to drink, not to drive, not to text and drive. Just, you know, when you're driving, do your best to just drive. And,
all it takes is a moment.
All it takes is a moment.
Yeah, there were rumors that he may have, because he was at a club or something, he may have hadn't been drinking. They haven't confirmed that. But you know, my Uber is my best friend. If I go out on the weekend,
there you go.
You won't catch me in no glass. You won't catch me behind the wheel. You catch me behind the wheel. But definitely our thoughts and condolences go to his family. But when we come, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Tony Braxton, the IRS is after her again. Come on, Tony, we love you. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you, I know we've told you already, we're nominated for the 2016 Hottest Online Radio for the Hottest Entertainment Awards. Please go to atlshottest.com and vote for us. And also vote for your boys. I'm nominated for Hottest Future Superstar. So we definitely appreciate your support. All right, back to Hot Topics. So the JasmineBrand.com exclusively reports that Toni Braxton is back in hot water with her finances. This time, the legendary singer is being accused of refusing to pay $125K and back state taxes, only 2 years after a judge discharged her massive $10 million plus debt in her second bankruptcy case. According to official records filed in California, the state filed a tax lien against the singer and Braxton's Family Values reality star on August 17th in Los Angeles. The lien accuses Toni of failing to pay $124,316 in taxes. The state of California will begin seizing her assets and property if the singer doesn't settle the debt ASAP. Now, back in 2014, the federal court judge granted Toni a discharge of the massive debt in her second bankruptcy after the case dragged on for 5 years. Toni had racked up $10 million in debt without many assets. What are your thoughts?
Well, knowing a little bit of Toni Braxton's story, I do know that she does like to live lavishly. She likes expensive things. And her things aren't like the cars, clothes. It's stuff for the house. It's flatware and furniture. She likes things like that. Toni Braxton's income has changed since she has been diagnosed with lupus because she can't work like she used to work. She can't tour the way that she used to be able to tour. With that being said, with the augment of your income should be the augment of your spending as well. I can't point a finger and say Toni Braxton did wrong. You know, you need to change this, you need to change that. But if your circumstances have changed with your income coming in, then your circumstances need to change with what you put out. Just saying.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And the show is successful. The show is making money. It's one of the top shows on Wii. And she does still tour around the country. She doesn't tour as much, but she has engagements where she's making money. And didn't John Babyface just come off Broadway?
Yeah, he came off something, yeah.
Yeah, they just came off Broadway. Yeah, they had a show.
Yeah.
What's up, Tony?
It sounds like what you just said. It doesn't sound like it's not enough money there or not enough credit or not enough people who want to even or who can help. It sounds like it's a personal, some type of control issue she has, a personal self-control issue of just spending unnecessarily or spending the way she wants to spend when she, when you only got a certain amount of money, you got to stick to a budget or some type of program to where, you won't ruin your funds like this or your financial situation. It just sounds like she needs to figure out how to get more self-control on her own personal spending and splurging, and then get somebody I know somebody got to be out there in her family that can help her to manage her finances so that she can have an allowance to spend however she wants, but she can't go outside of that.
Yeah, yeah.
It just sounds like a personal issue. That just sounds, like anybody else who has some type of problem. It's usually boils down to, or something that they consider a problem. It usually boils down to that self-control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She definitely needs someone to help her out there. I mean, we all have things that we need help with, and celebrities are no different. And her seems to be her financial stuff. So hopefully, we love the Braxtons. Some of them have been on our show, but definitely get someone to help you. It's nothing wrong with getting help.
That would actually be a good storyline for the show. Tony handles her issues. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's true.
She needs to call her Ayanla.
Yeah, right?
Fix my credit. All right. So our last topic, on last week's episode of Wendy Williams, the game decided to finally reveal the 3 Kardashians he bragged about smashing on a song. As previously reported on his song Sauce, the game said, I used to F B's and Usher Raymond passed on. Then I F 3 Kardashians. Hold that thought. Now, on Wendy, the game finally revealed the 2 Kardashians were Kim and Khloe. Wendy said, you know what you want to do. Did you, Khloe? I think you hit that once, she said. He said, yeah, that was like, yeah, answer. And then, yeah, ad-lib. And then he said, sometimes it gets late and people, Then they asked Kim, he confirmed Kim, but what he did say about Kim, he said, I'll tell you this, Kanye is a really good friend of mine and they have some really beautiful kids. I don't want to disrespect that family. And then with Black China, a.k.a. Angela Kardashian, that makes 3. So, will there be backlash? What do you think about the game Kissing and Telling? What are your thoughts?
Doesn't he have a CD about to come out? That's the only reason we're hearing about this.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
That's the only reason we're hearing this. Sensationalism.
Yeah, he did that before. He's known for those types of antics. Now, they may be true. It may be very true. But
yeah.
As far as that kissing and telling, he's known for those type of antics around a record coming out or any other venture he's got going on, because he's involved with so many different things, man. He always tries to flip it, as if he's being brought into these issues, and it's clear he just wants some publicity and some noise made around him so he can continue to make some money. He's a very smart. He's a very smart guy, though, and in reality, he's a very smart, grounded person.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I do like the fact that he was respectful to Kanye, and that's supposed to be his friend and, his wife. But, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily kiss and tell. But, look, we got an album to sell, so do what you got to do. But, listen, I want to thank y'all again for Hot Topics. Again, with everyone out there all over the country going through this brutality, we got to find a way to come together and make this right, y'all. We have to do it. But thank y'all. Have a great week.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Stephen.
Thank you. And when we come back, we have Grammy Award singer-songwriter Timothy Bloom right back after this. Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Our guest tonight is a 2-time Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter who recently released his new single, Work It Out, which will appear on his upcoming trilogy series, The Life Trilogy. The series will be introduced by the first disc, The Beginning, which will be available on October 14th via Beyond the Sky Music. Please help me welcome the very talented Timothy Bloom. Welcome to the show.
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on. I mean, I was a fan of yours back when you had the duet on y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Till the End of Time.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go before that. Tell us how you kind of got your start.
I mean, I grew up in the church, so I've been, when I have a musical background in the church first, I always give thanks to that. And basically how, I just ended up in the actual music industry, I landed in Los Angeles, California, and one of the former managers, his name is Mickey Stevenson, he's a mentor also as well, introduced me to Smokey Robinson, and I got a chance to work with Smokey on a few records that he was putting out, and ended up just always working on my craft, and night and day, and basically got to deal with a situation with Interscope, and since then everything has pretty much been rolling.
So when you found out, when they came to you and said you're going to be working with Smokey Robinson, I mean, what goes through your mind? Were you intimidated? What was going on at that time?
Well, what's funny is Smokey just showed up while we were working in the studio, and
wow,
I was pretty much starstruck. At that time, that's probably the only person I probably could ever get starstruck on, Smokey, because he's written some of the most amazing tunes of our time.
Right.
And so just him, acknowledging, just my craft and wanting to work was unbelievable. It was such an honor, and especially at a young age, it was just one of those things where it's like, wow, Smokey is like, wow,
Right.
It's still a wow. It's still a wow moment.
I can imagine. I can definitely imagine. Yeah. So then you went on and you wrote and produced for Chris Brown, Neo, and others. What was it? So obviously you grew up in the church singing, and then now you become the songwriter producer. What did you prefer? Did you prefer, obviously, you sing now, or you're back to your music, but what was your preference then? Was it producing and writing, or was it singing? Did you always know you wanted to go back to singing?
You know what? When I was writing for Chris and when I was, just producing stuff, I was actually working on projects for myself at that time.
Okay.
And they were really interested in the actual sound that I was creating, and it was just an open opportunity. I would love to work with the Neo. I would love to work with the Chris Brown. It just happened.
Right.
I love producing. I love writing. I love singing. It all comes in a package.
Yeah. I think that's the most talented performers, the ones that can do it all: produce, write, and of course sing. And so I know you said, I read where you said that you don't want to be classified in the genre. Someone asks you who you want to work with, you say everyone, because you just like that diversity of music. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, I want to make sure that I stay broad, and what I create, especially when my all-time goal was as a kid was to score a movie, and that was one. I mean, you have to be well-rounded, when it comes to being able to score a movie. You just can't put yourself or keep yourself in those types of boxes. And even yesterday, I worked on a country artist, and
oh wow,
they were pretty surprised that I could even pull it off, because of the color of my skin. But it's just one of those things where I just like to be well-rounded on with everything that I do.
Do you ever feel I'm sorry, you were saying?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you ever feel, you just mentioned country, working on a country song. Do you ever feel I know for me, when I record, I've been doing R&B forever, and then when I went into the pop lane, I had to learn how to sing pop music because it's a different vocal. Do you ever have those kind of transitions where you have to kind of test it out and see, okay, how am I do it this way, or does it just come natural to you?
Sometimes sometimes it will come natural. And then sometimes I'll have to go and do my research,
right?
And really do my research, because people, certain labels are looking for, an exact thing. It's always exact. Can you make it like this? So I tend to do a lot. I'm always researching on music, and I'm always listening to what's happening now, what happened then.
Yeah, because you have to be a student of the game, right? You have to know history. You have to know what's going on right now. But talk about the importance of knowing, just having that information.
It's just good. It's just good to have, for some people, like, they go to school, for that type of research, like, to be a doctor, you have to know the ins and outs.
Right.
What to use and what not to use. And I think it's just very important. If you want to be in, like, the music industry part of it, and, you just have to know what you're doing. And I think that's very important. It's just like somebody wanting to play, piano for, like, for a classical piece. You have to actually be able to read music, to be able to play it.
Absolutely. So I know you released your EP, The Budding Rose, which contained, I told you, a fan of Until the End of Time, that video with B. Bozeman. Talk about that once you released that project, because that was like your first like major project on your own. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
and how was it like once you put that out there?
Oh my gosh! I mean, the floodgates opened up, man. It was crazy. Like, it was just it was an exciting time, to be a part of like a major. You can feel the machine move. Being out on tour all the time, and it was a great experience.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what was the reaction from your family or friends when that video came out?
When that video came out, man, oh my gosh. Some people were surprised that I would even be vulnerable enough to do that.
Right.
But my family were very accepted to it. I actually showed it for them before we put it out. I showed it to my parents, to get their approval. And my dad's first response was like, "Man, that's a lot of ass."
Right.
So it was okay. It worked out well. So
good. It's a hot video.
Piece.
It's a hot video. When I saw it, I said, "Oh, they ain't playing in this video." Okay, but it was tastefully done. It was tastefully done. It wasn't like a bunch of crazy, but it was hot. And the song was hot. Both of you all had great voices.
Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So let's fast forward to "Work It Out." That's your lead single. Off. Tell us about the single. Let's talk about the single first. I know it's kind of an interpretation of one of the classic hits. Tell us about it.
Yes, I love listening to old school, and the Flamingos, I Only Have Eyes for You. That was like a big. I just love the way it just felt. I love the way it, just the chord progressions and stuff like that. And I was inspired by it, and so that's pretty much the inspiration behind it. And the actual song is about just being able to work it out with the one that you love. Right. Just going through all the crazy obstacles and just being able to work it out, because pretty much you never miss a good thing until it's gone.
That's always happens that way. When you wrote and produced and performed this song, when you write your music, do you pull it from personal experiences, or do you pull it from where do you pull it from?
Yeah, everything every song that I write is pretty much the personal experience. Everything. Okay. I have a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah,
a lot of stories to tell. So.
That's dope. So this is going to be the single, "Work It Out," which is out now on Apple Music, Amazon, Spotify, Tidal. Everyone go ahead and download it. But it's going to be part of a trilogy series. Tell us about the Life Trilogy.
Yeah, the Life Trilogy, man. What I did, everybody's always telling me I'm all over the place when it comes to music. Which I am. I totally agree. So basically, what I did was wanted to go back into like different eras of time. Like, it's a 3-part series. The first part, the beginning, comes out October 14th, and I went back to like the 50s, 60s, 70s era, just to tap in that a little bit. And then the second part is called The Middle. And what I did was go to the 80s era, where it's like funk, got that, where like the funk and disco and all that was happening. It was like that, the synths were coming out. and then and the end, the third part is basically about what we pretty much hear today and how the music sounds today.
Okay. Well, I listened to Work It Out, and we'll be playing it later on the show. I can't wait for one to hear it. It's very smooth. It does give you that, like, timeless sound. I like it a lot. It's really dope. So I encourage everyone to download it. What I'm going to ask you, so we hear a lot about, and this is a little off subject, but we hear a lot about what's going on in the news, Black Lives Matter, the whole protest, against the national anthem, which was headed by 49ers, Colin Kaepernick. What are your thoughts on all that that's going on?
It's everything is being exposed. Mm-hmm. There's a level of high consciousness that's pretty much happening right now, and I hope everybody's seeing what's happening. I'm sure we have social media now, right, and you can see everything that has been pretty much buried under the rug, and we're able to see what's happening, and everyone's voicing their opinion, and I think it's pretty much that time where us as a culture get that just due, because it's been too long and just too hard for us not to know what's been going on and being educated on how the system could portray us.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's true. I think we should just it's crazy. Some very crazy times.
Yeah. How do you feel as a public figure? A celebrity. I know some people are hesitant to speak out against certain things because there is backlash from maybe their Caucasian fans or from other groups of people. Do you feel that at all, or are you open to speaking out against stuff like that?
I'm super open, but it's what to say,
right,
and how to say it. You got to be able to know what you're talking about before anybody can open up their mouth. Yeah. And know facts about what you're speaking on, and it's clear as day. Just like this, the man Terrace. What happened to him? He was clearly had his hands up. He was unarmed, right, and still mugged down. So it's just one of those things that it's so obvious that there's some trigger happy finger pulling officers out there, and I'd be damned not to voice my opinion and somebody get mad at it. Sorry, excuse me, but this is really what's going on. I can't be quiet about it.
Exactly. Well, I read that you have other things going on outside the music. It's all music related, but things that you're doing with high schools, helping them pursue their music goals, and talking about reality of music business. Talk about some of the work you're doing there.
Yeah, I like going to different schools, and I've been to engineering schools. The Richard Wright School out in Philly, I went there, and I worked with the Harlem youth choir out there, and what I like to do is just educate the kids on the music of the past, the music in the future, and I like to I engineer myself, so I teach them how I would approach the music and stuff like that. So I'm really in tune. I like to educate. I think music, I'm not sure how it is, but music has been taken out of schools. Yeah. And when I was in school, it helped a lot, just the theory of it alone, and it kept me kind of out of trouble and stuff like that. So it's very important to either put it back in school or just for a person like me to continue to educate and stuff like that. So I love giving back when it comes to music.
And one thing I think is very awesome that you do is that you even invite some of the team that you work with to sing background for you at some of your shows. Yeah. And that's just what gives you that, what allows you to trust them that well to let them have be in your life.
It's just fun. I wish somebody would have did that with me, when I was growing up and stuff like that, and wanting to branch off into music and had opportunities just to get on stage and perform. So it makes me feel good, that I'm able to have a platform to give, back and stuff like that. So I love the smiles on their faces. It gives them a boost of confidence.
I can imagine. I can only imagine. Well, I know you got new videos coming out. You have a song on K. Michelle's new album, a tour. I mean, you're a busy man. Your life's about to get a lot more busier, huh?
I've rested well, so I'm ready for this new train to take off.
Yeah, I know you are, man, and I'm sure. Listen, if the project sounds anything like that first single, I know it's going to be a hit. I definitely do.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Tell everyone where they can keep up with you on social media, your website, everything.
Yeah, my social media. My website is www.timothybloom.com. My Twitter is @TimothyBloom. My Instagram is TimothyBloomOfficial. And I have a Facebook page, a fan page, which is Timothy Bloom. And yeah, we got information, dates coming up. I like to engage with my fans, so like if anybody wants to just talk, I will do that. I'll definitely will talk. I've had some like crazy people, females and stuff like that, having crazy conversations. But but if it's a good conversation, I'll definitely like engage and talk.
Well, male singers, we get that kind of craziness, and I'm sure you can get a lot more. Inbox me on tweet. Let me ask you.
Get out of my DM.
All right, get out of my DM. How is social media? How has that impacted your career? Would you say?
Social media, it works. When I get, I used to be like anti, like where I'm not always like on it and stuff like that. But because I have a life outside of social media that needs a lot of
a real one, right?
But like when I'm working on music and there's like dates coming up and there's something to say, then I'll it helps. People like I'm always putting on flyers and stuff and on my Instagram, and people actually show up and say, I saw this on Instagram, wanted to come support. So I mean it helps. It helps a lot.
Timothy Bloom, thank you so much, man, for joining us tonight. Again, this single is Work It Out and is available online for download. Definitely check it out. I thank you so much. I wish you all success with this project.
Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate you.
All right. And we'll be right back after this.
When you love somebody, you gotta treat them kind. Yeah. And if you out there and you got that good one, never let her go. Let me tell you why. I took her love for granted, and she stole my heart, left me stranded. What I do to get it all back, my love,
came here to party, gon' put your hands up. If you wanna get it started, gon' put your hands up. All my ladies in the front, all my thugs in the club. If you looking for some love, gon' put your hands up, hands up, hands up.